I started drinking just before I turned 13. And at 15, I got pregnant. I asked the doctor if I could smoke marijuana while I was pregnant with Marcy, and he told me yes, that it wouldn't hurt her. My entire focus shifted from the family, the careers, the motherhood, everything, to when could I get some more of that drug. That was the goal each and every day for about 4 years of my life. So I was married to Marcy's dad for a couple of years, and when I started to use meth, he wasn't using meth. So ultimately, I told him he had to leave. And after he moved out, the party just kept going stronger and stronger. Marcy would spend more time with my parents or with his mother.
ColoradoDEC is a statewide nonprofit. We primarily do work with communities and organizations across the state, looking at better equipping our professionals and service providers to identify and serve drug-endangered children. It
took from September until February of 1987 for the police to come.
I was very embarrassed of my mom. I did not want anyone to know what she had done, what I had seen her do. I wanted to keep my life as private as possible.
I went to jail at that time and spent a few days there. My parents bonded me out of jail. I moved in with them. And a couple of months later, I found out I was pregnant by the guy that I was dating who was selling meth. So Marcy was about 4 and was very much back in my life. And I was getting to be the mom again. And I'd really gotten used to not having the drugs there. And that worked until October of 1988. When I had an old friend call me, and I remember significantly the feeling on the inside of my body the moment he told me he was coming to town and bringing meth. My entire focus, even without the drug in my system yet, shifted to how soon could I use, how much could I get, and how wonderful it was going to be back there.
Normal emotional development requires positive caregiver relationships and a consistent, loving, predictable environment. When parental substance use is a factor, those are the first things that go out the window.
From October of 1988 until March of 1989 is a very big blur. Nothing mattered except staying high.
When I turned 5, I can remember having my birthday party and my grandparents being there and my aunt being there and friends that I had played with being there, and my mom wasn't there. And I remember climbing to the top of the slide, it was the rocket slide, and sitting there and crying and wondering, where's my mom?
There are countless drug-endangered children in our state today that are experiencing multiple negative circumstances, trauma that is indescribable and heartbreaking. And they haven't been identified. No one has asked them if they're okay and what they're afraid of and if they need someone to talk to. And that's what we have to do first.
And I can remember the day that my mom picked me up, and she was so skinny and she looked so sick. And I just wanted to take care of her.
I had become one of the children. I was her child instead of her being my child.
I felt like I needed to be there for everybody. There were times where my mom wouldn't get out of bed when my sister was crying, so I would have to go take care of her and make her a bottle and feed her dinner.
Marcy, I remember, was almost running the house.
On the mornings or the days when I went in to wake her up, I needed to go make sure that she was alive.
I just had that impending feeling, I'm gonna die if this doesn't stop. I used meth in March of 1989 for the last time. I had to make a choice between living around drugs and alcohol and using, or not living around it so that I could stay clean and sober. That was the only way I could do it. know how lucky I am that I got clean and sober at such a young age. Marcy was 5 and Megan was 1. I did get to parent my children, and I had to have support. I had support from the people that were in recovery in my community, my counselor and the other counselors that were there, my family who, even though they really had a difficult time watching me try to destroy myself and almost die, they never gave up.
I don't think I really and truly loved her though until I was about 10. I found my baby book, and she wrote in there about the day she had me and how beautiful I was and how much joy I brought to her life. Never before that had I felt love like I felt when I found my baby book and read about how much she loved me.
My children are priority, my grandchildren, and I want to forever be there with them and for them to know that they can always rely on me.
I think that I was scared she was going to relapse until she celebrated 20 years clean and sober.
My career is amazing. I started to work in treatment in 1992, and in 2001 I began working with Advocates for Recovery.
This is who she wants to be, this is who she is, and I completely forgive her.
Marcy, in her adult life, is doing an amazing job. I'm so proud of her. She has a career today with goals in that career. She has beautiful children, little girls, that she is an incredible mother.
We all have the opportunity to be there for a child, whether that's your neighbor or the kid at the park. We all have the opportunity to look at a kid and be loving and be kind. And we also have the opportunity to support organizations across our state that are doing really good work. Get involved in your community, volunteer, donate, make a difference.
We have to work together. We have to. We have got to bring together the social services systems, the law enforcement systems, the treatment systems, the recovery community to help us learn how do we best help those that are coming into recovery. And we have to help the children. We've got to. It's one of the reasons that I'm so invested with ColoradoDEC. I want those children to get what they need.
Your ability to open your home and open your heart to these children could be the thing that changes their life.